Tim is ready to tango. Nathan's got a trade with mustard on it. They're fresh from the trading floor. This is Fast Money. Speaking of stock certificates, there is a derivative trade on Facebook here that you may not even be thinking of right now. Under the radar play here. Jane, what is it?
Melissa, some companies, don't issue stock certificates anymore. One expert says Apple, Microsoft, Cisco, and GM don't, but Facebook will. This is what the proposed stock certificate will look like according to Facebook's filing with the SEC. It includes Mark Zuckerberg's signature listed as president, which is a little new. It's not just chairman and CEO, which are his other titles. You can see that's his signature right there. Trading this certificate could end up being a market on its own, according to Bob Kerstein, who makes a living doing this. Listen.
This was a merger of AOL and Time Warner that was disastrous for Time Warner.
Kerstein runs Scribopoly.com, which trades stock certificates even for active companies. An original Apple certificate with Steve Jobs' name on it from the 80s just sold for $1,300, appreciating more than the stock. Disney bought Pixar for $60. Those certificates are now selling for 10 times that. Also big trade in oldies but goodies like Enron, Lehman, eToys. Now, you can sell your certificate for a company that's still trading without a broker's license, without the SEC going after you, and still own the underlying stock. How? You have to stamp the certificate on the back that it's non-redeemable, non-transferable. It has to be sold for at least twice the current value of the stock, and you have to make it clear that you're not a broker-dealer and the certificate is not being sold for investment purposes. So, will the Facebook certificate appreciate more than the actual shares? Well, it will if you have to sell it for twice as much. But the paper will also become more valuable if Mark Zuckerberg eventually leaves because his name is on it. Listen to this.
An example of that was Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart certificates that have her name as chairman were very valuable. They sell from about $100 to $150, but when they started issuing certificates without her name on it because she was removed from the company as an officer, the certificates went down in value.
Now, he thinks the proposed Facebook certificate looks kind of boring, so Mad Magazine has come up with this suggested artwork. Quote, "Thank you for funding our effort to control every single piece of personal information on the internet." And it even has a like sign from the SEC on the bottom of it there.
And looks a little bit like Alfred E. Newman, if I may.
Yes, I believe so.
Sorry, Mark.
The resemblance is remarkable. Jane, that's
uncanny.
Unbelievable story. Thanks so much. And of course,
you're welcome.
I wish you could do a split screen. Really
Alfred E. right there. The ears are a little smaller.
Be sure to tune into CNBC tomorrow from 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll have special Facebook coverage ahead of its first day of trading on Friday. And of course, back here at 5 for Fast Money because we will have the pricing of Facebook. Highly anticipated event.